Hello, let me go over the assignment related to non-parametric, what you need to do for this assignment. So for the first problem, this assignment, you can choose either do it by hand or use the output I provided to answer the question. If you choose to do it by hand, you should go to my hand looking at the example and follow those examples to find out the answer. So, and if you wanted to use the output, it's easier to do it. So here, the first problem, we took a random sample of 10 nursing students and measured the anxiety level. And the higher score means the students were more anxious. So the question if we wanted to test if the anxiety score median is 50 or not, and using sign tests. If you look at the output, there are three tests: a student test, sign rank test, and these are the statistics. These are the p-value. Remember, these p-value are two-sided for two-sided tests. If you have one-sided test, then you have to divide this p-value by 2. So the first part, you have to set up your hypothesis, if it's two-sided or one-sided. Remember, for two-sided, there is no direction. We don't know if it's higher or lower. So there is a keyword in determine if directional or not. If you don't see that key, that means it's two-sided test. Then you report the p-value for sign tests and then draw your conclusion. In the last part, you would choose the parametric test comparable to non-parametric tests here. The second problem, the same student, we do now pre and post anxiety score. We're introducing the intervention to see if the anxiety score decreased. So again, the first part, you wanted to set up your hypothesis. Again, look at the keyword. If it's directional, it should be one side. And then report the T statistic test, and then draw your conclusion. And again, what type of parametric test you would use if comparable to this non-parametric test. The problem 3 refers to problem 2. Now we're introducing two groups for these pre and post tests. So the first part question is what kind of non-parametric test you're going to use, and the second part is what kind of parametric test you're going to use. And the question 4, now we have 3 levels, age group, and we wanted to know if those are related to coping, if their average is equal or not. So you using Cross-Wallis test. What is your test statistic from output you can report. Then you can draw your conclusion. Again, you're looking at the p-value. If your p-value is less than equal alpha, you reject your null and conclude alternative. Otherwise, you fail to reject null and cannot conclude alternative. And then what type of parametric test, if you were using, you would use here. So I hope these tips help you to complete this assignment.